Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Call of Fan Talk podcast. It's your boy John, and as always, we are here to discuss the latest in football with you guys. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are doing good. And as we promised you guys last week, we said we're gonna start with our Clasico, right? Now, guys, I did try. I promise y'all, I did try to get a Barca fan too, right? But Sean said he unavailable. So he only said that after the game. So I don't know if
Yeah,
you
he
had
did, he
win.
did, he did.
He would have been available,
Woods.
but he was unavailable. But we have a Real Madrid fan here. We have Shims. What's good, my
Yes,
guy? How are
fellas.
you?
Hey, feeling amazing on top of the world. Finally won a Clasico for the first time in forever. And yeah,
Bro,
things are
yeah,
looking up.
dog.
Top of the table. Fantastic.
And then we have, as always, the most consistent member on this podcast is Brandon. Brandon was good, my guy.
Well, I wish I could use consistent to describe some of the teams and players in the league this season, but you know how that's go. Hello, everyone.
All right, guys. So, like we said, we probably going to start El Clasico. And Shims, obviously, I'll start with you, right? So, obviously, you guys won the game 2-1. And truthfully, bro, I thought that you all actually had a really strong performance while it was warranted. And I will get into that when I talk about it. But I think that you all were deserved winners. I think you all did leave a few goals out there. But it really did actually feel like you all didn't need to get out a second gear for me in watching the game. So from you, as a fan perspective, how did you feel about the game?
I feel really good. I think we should have definitely scored a lot more goals. Obviously, the offside trap that Barca plays is going to, catch some guys offside at times. Mbappe was great today. Jude, fantastic. Vinny, arguably man of the match, but I think best player for Real Madrid would definitely go to Militao today. Locked it down. I was very impressed by Camavinga on the right wing. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, don't think Flick saw that one coming either. And, overall great performance. We looked dominant throughout. Completely ran over them in the entire first half. Again, a bit unfortunate to only score the 2 goals on the day, but overall really good. There were some nervy moments, especially in that second half, but overall great performance. Can't complain. Alonso, I would say his subs were confusing, but hey, it worked out. I'm not gonna complain. We got 3 points, and that's all that matters to me. So yeah.
Yeah, as a neutral Brandon watching this, right? Like I said, for me, it did feel like if Madrid did what they had to do and just kept Barca at arm's length for the whole, especially second half for me. But for you, what was your takeaway from the game? How did you feel coming out of it?
Well, I'll be honest. I only watched the second half of the game. I saw some of the highlights from the first half. But I think for me, boy, Chiv's highlighted lots of players there, boy. I don't know why. I just thought Jude was excellent today.
Fantastic, bro.
Yeah,
Honestly.
boy. I thought Vinicius in the highlights I saw of him in the first half was very good. I know he was very upset when he came off, but that's
Rightfully so.
how that's happened with good players. And again, bro, you had to give it to Mbappe, bro. He was basically Darwin Núñez for like a majority of the game because he kept scoring these offside goals and couldn't keep himself onside. And then the penalty wasn't good either, but we could get onto that. But at the same time, bro, he's just on top of the world right now. He's one of the best players in the world. Like just even when he wasn't threatening, he's just, you could see that he was having a good game. And the midfield though, like that's what I thought really won the game for Real today, because a few weeks ago we talked about how Frankie and Pedri look like one of the best midfields in the world. And today I thought that Tchouaméni, Camavinga and Jude, they really overwhelmed them today. And Pedri got sent off in the end, so it was kind of like the most fitting way to end the game for him, because I just felt like he wasn't contributing the way that he would have liked, and how Barca fans would have liked to. And that I just think Real played them, boy, for the first time in 4 games, I think it is, or 5 games. I just think it was a total domination from Real, boy. They felt comfortable throughout this whole game. That's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, and that is exactly how I feel too. It did feel like comfortable. Dog, this kind of song real extreme over 2-1 scoreline, but to me it felt like there was a little bro in them a little bit, right? Because like it did feel like they did what they had to do to get out of first gear, and then after that, they didn't have to do too much in the second half. And you highlighted Jude there, boy, and I think like with Madrid's down season last year, he, as well as everybody, has suffered some hits to his reputation, but I think he reminded everybody why he's such a big game player for Madrid and even England as well. But for Madrid since he's arrived, you know, this is his two-time scoring in a Clasico. You know, he left with a goal and assist on the day, and I totally agree with you that I felt like the midfield really was a big staple of this performance. And Shivs, the next thing I'm gonna ask is like I feel like I will talk about Barca in the same respect as well, but there are tests in the season, and you want to see how your group, not just your group passes, but especially when you have a new manager, you want to see how he helps you pass those tests. You failed the Atletico Madrid test. You know, this was a second test that he was getting asked of, right? And I think that the way that the team performed was significantly better in this game. You know, it did feel like they did take the onus of being a big dog in a big game and impact the other team in that way. You know, so did you walk away feeling the same way in that kind of context of it being a big game?
Yes, I definitely did because the like I said, the scars of last season, I kind of got some flashbacks in that Atleti game where wherever we go up against a big team, we just kind of, crawl and kind of turtle up into a shell and just never seem to get out of our box and get out of our own minds and play our game. And that's exactly what happened in the Atleti game. And I was pleasantly surprised that that wasn't the case today. We looked good. We looked confident. Xabi had the game plan. The players stuck to it. They went out there, did exactly what was needed of them, and got the 3 points. And another reason why I'm very pleased with Xabi Alonso is because if you go back to every manager we had, I think since he started the 13-14 season, Alonso is now the second manager to win their first Clasico in charge after Zidane. So that's a very good sign for him. Yeah, so following in good footsteps. So another 3-peat on the way.
Hey, no joke. I was on right to the dog for like a potential clip. Yeah, that last part, dog. Yeah, sure. Why not? Dog?
3-peat on the way.
But look, a more open conversation to this, right? Is that Madrid now have open about 5 point gap at the top of the league, and it's easy to watch the names that he had. Like somebody we didn't talk about was Hoyson, and I thought Hoyson actually had a good game as well. And again, coming out of what was a fairly rough performance against Atletico Madrid, I thought he did a lot better today. But it did feel like there was a much more cohesion with the team to execute, because I feel like that is not just. I don't want to make it sound like so simple that I was missing last year, but when it comes to Barca, it felt like Barca was a group that had a unity in how to execute what they wanted to do. And I feel like this Madrid side felt a cohesion of what to do on the day. I thought, Goulet, I don't think Goulet was having his best game. He gave away the ball real stupid for the goal as well. And I mean, the thing is, the way that the game was going, with the exception of there was an early shot for Barca to get a penalty, it didn't really seem like Barca was really look like they was going to score. And so that kind of carries me to the next point, is that like I don't want to dismiss the St. James game, because I do think what Barca did at St. James was impressive, especially given how the atmosphere could get and stuff. But they lost to PSG, and a lot of people felt it was naive then. They lost here today. They obviously had the heavy loss to Sevilla. It does feel like the second season hasn't yet clicked into gear for Barca and for Hansi Flick as well. So I try this to you, Brandon. What do you feel is the cause of all this, or what do you feel is the reason behind it doesn't feel like you're kicking the gear yet?
Well, I mean, I don't know how to describe that, boy. I feel like today there were a lot of poor performances. So that's a key point, that I don't think Ferran was good today at all. I also think Firmino wasn't good today at all. I know some people said they think he had a good game. I don't think he was very effective today at all. And even Yamal, I don't think Yamal was exceptional. Rashford, I thought, was the best attacker today. And Rashford has been the best attacker for Barca for, I think, a majority of the season. So not that anything's wrong with that, but I just feel like they're really missing Rafinha. And I don't know how to describe it, boy, but it just feels like without Rafinha, they really lack something. And I don't know what that something is. I don't know if he is the spark or something like that, but because everything has been about the high line for the entire season. Like everybody's been talking about the high line. Everybody's been talking about how they get taken at the back. And I've been seeing from the start of the season, they are not built to defend. They are built to attack. And it just again they keep every single game that they've lost, they have not scored. I think they've only scored maybe one goal each. And that's just that's just symptomatic throughout the entire of all the losses. And for me, I am looking at it more as an attacking problem than a defensive problem. Because if you're able to peg the other team back, then that is better for you as a team that defend with such a high line. As you would point to the high line, you hope the high line is meant to be used for attacking. So I feel like he has a lot of work to do, boy. But I mean, I know that when Rafinha comes back, they're gonna be a lot better. I know that.
So I saw that somebody said that they have found, and now to be fair, I don't necessarily think I have a problem with this because I do think that, like, you know, when a player is in form, right, you should maximize that player, right? And Rashford has definitely been in form for Barcelona, right? But like I saw a few people cite that they think like Barca has become a bit too left side centric over the last few weeks now, like you were stretching before the international break. And now I don't necessarily blame Flick for that per se because you remember, right? Even Yamal was out injured for a little while and it's been a rotating cast on that side. And then Rashford is the consistent one. But it kind of did feel like Yamal never really got going to try and influence this game. And this is somebody who just came second in the Ballon d'Or, whether they agree with it or not. You know, but he was considered by most a top 5 player in the world last year, top 10, whatever it is. It doesn't feel like we have gotten that performance level again out of him this season so far. So, you know, again, open question. Shivs, why are you starting? Do you think Yamal is probably having a kind of calm down season after setting a very high standard for himself last year? Or is it tactics, or what do you think it could be?
Well, I know Yamal has been struggling with injury and fitness at the start of this season. So I just honestly think that's the main reason. He just hasn't gotten into groove yet. Similar with Isak over at Liverpool. They just haven't gotten into the groove of the season yet. But Yamal, as much as pains me to say, he is a talented player and he'll find his feet eventually. I know we talked about all the great performances by Madrid players today. We never talked about Carreras, who locked him up, had absolutely nothing going for him all game. There was a chance where the best chance Yamal had, he was cutting into the box, and then Gula came over and they doubled him up and just completely shut him down. So yeah, but Yamal, I think he's gonna figure it out eventually. But I think it was part of, you know, Carreras game planning for him, shabby game planning for him, and as well too, I saw Vinny track it back a lot today and, you know, helping out on the defensive side, which was, you know, I think that was lacking last season especially. And like I said in the group, when you're playing with hate in your heart, anything's possible. So
You don't have to tell me twice.
yeah.
Salik, what do you think, bro?
Do you all know what it is that Yamal said before the game? Like I didn't.
Yep.
What is it? What is it that he said?
They talk too much. They always get the calls. Let me get the exact quote for you. Give me a sec.
So, to be fair, he went out ball a league game and he had another team that was in white. And that team had a kind of stigma attached to them about being kind of cheats and things. And so somebody asked him if it is that they are like the whites in La Liga now, you know? And he kind of just softly agreed, you know? And outside of just that, Shiv's already aware exactly what you say, right? But outside of just that, homeboy, in his very short and still amazing career, has made 3 times a post on Instagram trying to like hype up the next day performance and has gone over 3 in results.
With no contribution.
With no contributions. So, I mean, you know. But Shiv's, read it from that if you find it.
Yeah, so there are 2. The first one is they always get the calls and they always complain. I guess that's in terms of us, you know, complaining to the refs that we never get the calls, but hey, it's what it is. And the other one was, it's not difficult for Barca the last time I played over there, referring to the last game at the Bernabeu last season, in which, of course, Yamal scored and we lost 4-0, but we don't talk about that here.
And he posted the picture from what it is that like he had do the thing and had the fans behind him booing him.
Oh, yeah. That was today,
so,
I think.
I mean, to be fair, I rate it. I rate the man love for Rams, you know, but at some point, bro, you had to back it up, you know. It just is what it is. You had to back it up.
No, what I was just gonna say is, like, you know, like it doesn't matter, like whatever it is, like whatever. If you say anything, you know, people will come at you. They're looking at you under a microscope. So I mean, that's just how it, I don't know why people are so upset that people was getting after him. Like I kind of like like what I saw in the game. I mean, not the brawl at the end and stuff like during the game, but you know, like it was a competitive game. Like that's the whole point. Like you want to see that. You want to see that all the time.
Yeah, that's what I said. He kind of, single-handedly kind of ignited the rivalry and the hatred that this derby is supposed to have. And it's been lacking for the past couple of years. I can't really think of, a Clasico this fierce and feisty since probably the Christian Messi days. So, yeah.
That's a valid point. I mean, it does kind of feel like for the first time in our since Messi left and Ronaldo left, obviously, that like both teams has players that feel like they have claims to Ballon d'Or now,
Yeah.
and so because of that, there is that edge to edge niceness, and that's a real good point, Chiz. But I mean, look, Barca obviously aren't the same as last season. They are struggling with injuries. With Rafinha and Lewa is two key players that aren't there right now. And Ferran is being asked more of him, and it's one thing when he was being asked last season to be like a more fill-in role, which he did exceptionally well in. It isn't up to scratch this year, and Inigo leaving, another big part there, and so there is some chopping and changing. But as Brandon rightly pointed out, right, the system is not set up to defend; it's set up to score, and they just aren't getting those goals out of the side. And so it's something that they had a look at, because I do agree that I think Xavi really did well with how he set up the midfield, because they never get a moment's notice in the game. They never get a chance to settle at all. And I mean, Shivs, you can tell me if I'm wrong, right? But like, I think from reading from afar, Tchouameni and Camavinga is two players that have come under a lot of criticism given the underwhelming nature of the last year with Madrid, because there's this expectation that, like, not to be the same level, but like that is supposed to be Casemiro and Cruz replacements coming forward, and we are getting that. For them to step up this win at Clasico, I think was really, really massive, especially from Tchouameni. I mean, I agree with all they say about Camavinga, but I thought Tchouameni was absolutely excellent. Like,
Yeah, he was.
I generally think this was his best game for Madrid. Like, he's played in midfield. Like, I know he's had solid performance at centre back, but this was his best midfield performance to me. And I'm thoroughly impressed. Moving forward from here now, like I said, a 5-point gap opening up for Real here. And so, like, if I ask Chelsea guys, say they're going to go undefeated from this point on, but do you think that this is that notch that Xavi was waiting for to then now go and say, yeah, we are ready to be title winners, and then like press the gas from here?
Yeah, bro, you had to use the momentum whenever it comes, and there's no better game to gain momentum from than that Clasico win, especially a convincing one. That's to me that is what I'm looking at most after this game, because I mean I don't think Real have been very convincing in a lot of games this season, but this one, like probably the biggest of the season, they were very convincing, and I think that is good for them going forward, because Barca they are already behind and they have a lot of catching up to do, with themselves and with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So I think they Real are in a good spot right now. If I'm being honest with you, bro, I'll be very surprised if Real don't win the league. I'll be very surprised.
Me too. Yeah, me too. And I mean, the other thing is that I think it's also good that is the big names that we're talking about contributing to this game. Like, Vinny didn't get a goal or assist, but his performance was really good. And Mbappe scored. Jude scored the winner. The big name three, they all had really, really good performances, and that speaks to how the collective is buying into what Xavi is doing, and credit to them. Barca, yeah, bro, all they clearly have some work to do. I know Ferran scored a hat-trick in midweek, but this team need a little fixing up. I think Kubarsi also suffering a little second season under the lights too, and
second season
is a lot. Dog, they're asking Kubarsi at 18 years old to be the unk in the backline now. Like,
I saw some today. I think Frankie was the quote unquote senior member of the squad at like 20-some years old, which is second season like the opposite of second season Ange. So
the controversial decision from today was the penalty that was awarded. I think it was justice to Shim. Sorry that it didn't score, because I find that was.
Wait, what about the Vinicius one? That you didn't find that was controversial too?
Oh, that was a pen. I mean,
I thought that was a pen.
Yeah, I 100% thought that was a pen.
No, you talk about the one Mbappe missed, the handball.
Yeah.
I know, but that one wasn't controversial. I don't think that controversial.
I also thought I thought the Yamal
compared to the Vinicius one. The Vinicius one is like, what? That's a foul.
No, you're right. I also think the Yamal one in the first half was. I thought that could have been a pen as well, you know. But it's ironic that the one that he did give is like the case on, you know. But
Yeah.
Yep.
and to be fair, I really don't think it was that good of a pen. I mean, Chesney do well, obviously, and I am never going to discredit that.
Tell Chesney, keep smoking them cigarettes, bro.
Yeah, bro. Dog, I was thinking about this with Chesney, yeah, boy. Like, dog, what is
No,
you
man
good,
down.
right, Chips?
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
cool.
here.
Man down, let's go.
Man down, man down.
Oh, I was thinking, boy, that like, no, Chesney career is reality, isn't it? Like, this man actually ended up with a real solid career, all things considered, right? That man
Yeah.
win, I want to say 2 FA Cups with us, right? But I know he won at least, no, he did win 2 because he played the second one final. He went Roma, did so well that he went to Juve, rack up a set of league titles, then retire, come back out of retirement and win a double with Barca. Like, bro,
Yep.
you know what, dog? Fair play, dog. That is a real good career, though. That's a real good career, though.
Yeah, I don't know how you managed to do it.
He didn't even know either. Is he cigarettes? Either it is,
That is
Oh.
secret success, log.
We'll wait until Brandon comes back to talk about Chelsea then. But
I'm start singing to keep the mood high.
all right, guys. After some minor technical difficulties, actually, here we gotta skim very fast through. Hey, we gotta skim very fast through Europe, so we just get out of here one time and then talk about Premier. Right? Dog, Napoli slap up Inter. Dog, and if only I implore everybody outside of the 2 pens, because it's pens, right? Go and watch the other 2 goals scored, dog. That volley by Scott McTominay, bro, is fantastic. Absolutely amazing, dog. It's so good. And funny enough, I don't think that carried them top, but I think that they are like 1 point behind. No, they are top, sorry. They are top. They are 1 point ahead, sorry, of Milan, who did actually draw at the weekend. But apparently it has a bacchanal game too between Lautaro and his former manager, Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
And he did some gestures to him, guys, that I will not be describing to y'all. If y'all want to go and know it, is just TikTok have everything now. Literally, you can just search to Lautaro gesture to Conte. It will come up. Outside of that, Bayern do what Bayern do. And I want to just highlight a fella real quick on Bayern. A player
Carl?
named Carl. Yeah, bro.
Oh, boy.
I don't know where this
Man,
guy
like
come
Carl.
from, but he scored midweek and he scored
Yeah, he did.
today as well. 17 years old, so I guess that's one to look out for. But yeah, bro, Bayern doing expect Bayern to do. And did Atletico do the Atletico thing and win 1-0 this weekend? I want to say that they did, but I could be so wrong. Did Atletico even play yet?
I think they might play tomorrow. I don't remember seeing them play this week.
They are playing tomorrow, yeah.
See, I do know some stuff sometimes.
Well done, Shells. All right, so yeah, I guess that is really all to really talk about. And well, the other teams, when it comes to us talking about the Champions League, if they come up, we'll talk about them. Cool. So, Premier League guys. So here what, right? I know we talked about Liverpool real plenty these last few weeks, but listen, guys, listen. Right? It will be a miss on us to not do due diligence by them that they did 4 losses in a row and we don't talk about them. Because if they are set in history, we should do right by them and talk about the history that they are setting. And dog, but here's what, right? We have said with broad strokes that their defense is a problem, right? But we have talked about Salah and Isak and whatever. But you know what, guys? Today I do want to talk about the defense, because these just real fast, right? I gotta get a chat with Brandon. I want to pull up the exact words that I used to, because I was seeing some things in this game, bro, and I was just dead laughing. And I promise all you, Arsenal could have been behind them, and I still laugh because it was that terrible what it is I was seeing. So obviously by now, guys, you all know They lost again. That is their 5th loss in the last 6 games in our competition. The only game that they win is when Wits get to play against Bundesliga opposition. Shocker. And outside of that,
That's a load room.
they
Yeah,
have
Lord, here.
bloody room. And I was like, let me see. Right. So I said, bro, honestly, I don't know what I was watching in that half. I not lying to tell you, I am straight cackling at how Liverpool is panic every time they have to defend. Every time the ball reaches the defensive turn, it's so rush and antsy. It's just like get to the way, get to the way, get to the way from me. I can't see Brentford winning this, but Liverpool gonna have to score a few quick because they get real panicky. I mean, I was wrong about that
Little
part.
did you know.
They clearly
Little
went
did you
out to
know.
lose. But it's so terrible in the back there, bro. And I mean, we're talking about the supposed best centre back in the world, and this expensively acquired left back, and this hugely quoted centre back from Real Madrid. And but whoever they decide on that day to play at right back, the best backup in the world in goal, and it's trash, bro. It's literally trash. They don't play on the back well. They don't deal with being under pressure. There you put them in their own box to defend. You're asking too much, bro. You're already changing all your lineup before we play. How dare you ask me to defend my boxer? You know, and it's just too much. It's too much. It's unfair. It's unfair. And so enough monologuing. Sorry, word vomit, because I said I don't like monologues today. Shivs, we had to say about Liverpool, boy. I know that is your favorite English side. Just because how much I always beat them.
It's true. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. Why I like Liverpool as compared to the other sides, because let's beat them in Champions League finals. Though I'm to tell you and I say that. But it's honestly appalling what's been going on with Liverpool. I don't think the fullbacks have gelled well at all. And I know as well as anybody due to last season how important fullbacks are, good, competent fullbacks are. And Kirkes, even though he got on the score sheet, he had an absolutely dreadful game. I think it was Conor Bradley at right back. He's kind of, if anything, if I were Liverpool, I think they look best with Szoboszlai at right back. So maybe try him out there again. But then if you take him out to midfield, the midfield's kind of barren with just Gravenberch and the others, McAllister and Jones getting hooked. It's just been all around horrible from Liverpool ever since that Palace game. And just don't see them turn it around anytime soon. I don't know if Slot's job might be on the line with a few more bad results, but you got to see.
Yeah, Brandon, you got to say about this one, man.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I could say that we haven't said from since the start of the season. I mean, we even covered the Virgil van Dijk question already. Like even before this, it became a question. I just find it funny, boy, that Slot was talking about how all these teams are playing long balls now, and the first goal they concede is a long throw. Like I just find that so hilarious. Like I really don't know. I really don't know what to do or what to say about them anymore. Like at some point, the players had to take it upon themselves. Like I actually think Salah's goal was amazing. Like it was incredible take and finish. Yeah. But I mean, like it doesn't nothing really amounts into anything anymore. And the one thing I will say, right? I know like one of the biggest comments I've seen over the past 5 games is why does Slot keep persistent with Salah? And I think the thing is, right, that I think Slot being so good is directly related to Salah being good. And that's why he just keep playing him, because he thinks that is his get out of jail card. Like and it's just not it's not working for him right now. Like that to me also explains why Chiesa is not in the squad. Like if you think that you can rely on Salah so much, then you would need somebody like Chiesa. So I don't know, boy. I find this too. I don't wanna. Let me just finish this point, John. I just find that the man is making it so difficult for himself. I have no idea why. And like it almost feels purposeful sometimes. Like what are you doing? Like the Joe Gomez once a day. Like I have no idea. Like I told you, they have the same number of Premier League goals, him and Woods. But at the same time, like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
No, I'll tell you
I think technically all of us are the same amount of league goals as Woods, no?
No,
bro, and we have the same number as Joe Gomez in his entire career.
No, the thing is, right? I honestly, bro, especially being in a title race with them and with City, right? I really doesn't want to laugh at things too fast, dog. But I tell you, dog, so many things that as we see it, dog. Like I can't help myself. I can't laugh. You chasing that goal, bro. You are 3-1, dog. And you know what, boy? This man, he sat out there, boy. He had the card and he watching the bench. And he was like, you know what, boy? You know what, going on? Change this game for me. Sure.
Yo,
Go, man.
yo, man.
Guys, what going on? Change the game for me, dog. I just hear like, you know what, boy? You know what, he fade off, boy. Because like, bro, I want to not ask, but I just want to propose to people, if it is that they didn't win the league last year, how you would objectively view like all the decisions that he's making this season now. And that I'm not saying this with anything with what he did last year, because they were well-deserved winners. But I just mean like, if he didn't have that credit in the bank, and you're watching some of the decisions that he's making along the way this year, like if this was his first season and he get all this money and this is what you do, how you would have feel about some of the stuff that is transpiring. Because objectively, whether he's a rival fan or not, a lot of these things are confusing to the point that it's hard to justify, you know, and that is where we are now. So real quickly, Liverpool have lost 5 consecutive games in London for the first time ever in the Premier League. Can you all guess who those 5 teams are? The 5 consecutive games in London.
Chelsea.
Well, Chelsea.
No, but
you want...
I want you all to tell me the scores.
Okay, well, Brentford was today, so that's 3-2.
Right.
Or whatever day it was, right? Chelsea was last, was
No, that's
2-1.
Yeah.
That was the most recent game.
Was it Palace 2-1, another 2-1 as well, or was Palace 3-1?
Oh, yeah, that was 2-1 as well.
Right, that's true.
In London, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Did Arsenal beat them?
No.
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 Is it Fulham?
I was thinking Fulham. I don't think
Fulham is the 5th one, so it have one in between there. But Fulham was the 5th one. What was this called, the Fulham game? Well, I can remember. Right, Cecil scoring that game. It was 2-0. It was 3-2. It was like kind of crazy,
okay.
but it was 3-2.
Yeah. Who's
you
the other one?
That game too.
Can't be West Ham in this season. Can't be West Ham.
Nah. So I'll just tell all you, it actually is also Chelsea, because Chelsea beat them 3-1 last season.
Right. Yes, that's true. That's true.
When Enzo also scored.
Enzo, yeah.
So
yeah.
And the Reds have lost 6 of their last 9 away games in the Premier League, more than in their previous 43 games beforehand.
Yeah.
And so it's tough to work on. And I mean, look,
good,
nobody is going to give you a sympathy give on the kind of investment that the group has had coming off winning the league. And so, and you know what's the funny thing? Shivs, I know Brandon know, but Shivs, you want to guess who they play next week, boy?
City.
Is that they are playing next weekend, dog.
Yeah, I guess.
So they kind of had to get it stuff in our order because they can get. Wait.
I mean, they're playing Villa next weekend, I think.
No, they play Villa, and then it's weekend after. Well. Sorry, after is City Liverpool. My bad. I hear them say that on commentary today, and that's why I was confused.
But I think they're playing Reals after that or before that or something.
So they're playing. They host Villa next, who we'll obviously talk about. Then they'll play Real Madrid, then they'll play in City.
Bro,
that's a hard week. It's a hard run of fixtures, though.
No, I can't laugh at so much because like I feel like this kind of things that end up biting you in your backside. But no, I tell you, it just looks so comical seeing these men trying to defend, dog. Like I've never seen them look so amateurish, dog. And it's everybody, dog, because this, I know, like we talked about it last week, but this was horrendous from Van Dijk today. This was so poor. This was actual rubbish. And I don't care what nobody say. It's unfortunate that the contact started the boxer, but that is a pen, though. That is unlucky. That is a pen. And look, Liverpool fans, I sympathize with you because these refs don't know the rules, dog. They don't know that anything instigated by Van Dijk is not supposed to be called, and I am so sorry that you had to endure that. You have my full sympathy. Right. So I would like what was the game of the weekend, boy? Was it this? It had our next game this weekend. I thought it was real good in it.
Burnley, Wolves is pretty good.
I'll be so honest with you, I wouldn't be able to pull 2 men from that to die what we're doing with it. Um, I was studying to say, nah, but I feel this had to be the game on the weekend, though, because I was going to say Brighton United would have been close to. But I opened it. I opened to hear what they want to say. If I want to pull only one man from this, I kind of would have liked to put Coyote. But, like, because I thought he had a really good game, dog. Like, not just
he was
throws,
insane,
but just like his dribbles and carries and stuff.
He was everywhere.
He was no, this one said a pop up left wing, and he was right back, dog. Like it was a complete performance. So yeah, I for Coyote if all good with that.
Yeah, 100% for that one. The long throw alone is insane.
All right, so we'll pull 2 men from our next fixture. We'll pull 2 men. Right?
Dog, I'm so happy we got back Rory Delap. Like we have a Rory Delap in the league. Like it's
dog,
been years.
Them throws is insane, is on money,
it's
bro.
As good as a cross, bro.
It is as good as a cross, though. And it had reached the point, guys, that in the game, was he my name? Was he coach named by Brandon? Oh gosh.
Keith Andrews
say, Ole, no more short throws. All. Like, so this is what I'm saying, bro. You get imps in the media, either. You telling men that anything long is we weakness. And so now everybody going to go long against you, dog. Like, so yeah, cool. Another thing is Brentford have now won 3 of their last 4 games in the league, including a United victory away at West Ham on Monday, and then they obviously won today. And look, I know like a lot of us had them around the drop, and look, it's a long season. We know what could happen, and even after the first day, I sat here in the pod after they lost to Nottingham Forest. I was like, I might get this wrong. But look, credit to Brentford and Keith Andrews for what they are doing. Because they do look, they might not hit the same heights as last season, where they did feel like they could have really beat everyone and anybody. But they are still looking like a Premier League outfit. I credit to them for that. All right, so we mentioned City just now. So we might as well get straight to City. And so, like, I asked you last week, right, that I just want by that when City don't score, that we don't talk about Haaland. Because he has been doing everything now, boy. I would have just like if for one person who's on 1 goal for the season to just possibly make it 2 now, boy. Just anybody. I'm not fussy, dog. It didn't have to be anybody specific in it. It could have been Foden. Well, I know that's asking too much because that is a game state where he under some pressure. So it could have been Silva, could have been Bob, Stones, Nunes, somebody. Apparently, that is asking too much. And to the point that Haaland was going to try to sacrifice his nuts to score. And it got choked off offside. But it was a rough one by Sadik. And I know you watched this one because I was obviously watching the Arsenal game. So tell me now, where you get coming out of this game? And Villa are the form team in the league, and credit to them for that.
Well, the first thing I got out of the game is that they shouldn't be watching 2 games at the same time, especially if the one on your phone is worse than the one on the TV. So that was the other thing, right? Bro, it honestly, like, I mean, I don't have anything to say more than what you just said there, because that is the crux of the matter right there. They just don't have anybody else that's doing anything other than Haaland. Like, without Haaland being there, so, like I said this throughout the entire season, like Haaland makes some of them get assists. Like with his movement, with the way he jumps, the way he finishes. Like the rest of them, like people said a lot of things about Reinders coming into the season. I think he's been very poor. Like very poor since that first game. And I mean, Bernardo Silva came off, and that's never a good sign when Pep takes off his golden child. And I don't know, and I saw somebody say that they're really lacking the spark, and they are lacking the spark, and that is true, because they're really lacking the creative output. But I don't know, it's just, like Pep, I also at the stage where I don't know what Pep is trying to do. Like, I understand that he's been trying to feed Haaland, but outside of that, like, this is not a Pep team, if you really think about it. Like, most Pep teams, they have players that popping up and getting them out of situations and winning them games a lot of times. That's symptomatic throughout all of his great teams. But this season I'm not feeling that no, but I'm not sure if it's because of the players themselves not stepping up or if it's something to do with the system. Because Haaland himself today was starved of a lot of service as well. But at the same time, bro, like these are some of the best players in the world. Like you telling me that you can't take it up on yourself, grab the game or like like shoot or score,
Osira.
be a little better, anything, something. So I thought it was real poor from City this week, honestly. But big up
Yeah.
Villa, bro. Big up Villa. I told you this. Villa are the most informed team in the Premier League right now. They are on an insane run. I believe it's what six wins in a row, 7 wins in a row. In all
So they just saw thanks, fast coming up.
they lost in midweek.
Yeah, so they did lose in
They're
midweek,
6 and 7,
but
I think.
they are 6 and 7, correct?
Yeah.
I
think all the wins are in the I think win all in the Premier League last 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so they win the last 5 in the Premier. They won away to Feyenoord in the Europa League as well. And obviously they have Liverpool coming up as well, right? So that's a big one. And Matty Cash, dog, like he up, bro. These last few weeks from him was tough, right?
He really looking like Mateus. He really looking like Mateus Cash.
Before this game, right? City was on course. Like, we always ask this, right? That like, well, if Haaland scoring, yes, they could depend on Haaland because like it's real easy to, in a nutshell, be like, well, yeah, bro, next game Haaland will score because it's Haaland, right? Like he would just score, he'll get chances, right? Like, he'll score. But like he's human at the end, like any great player, and there's days that he's just not gonna score, right? Before this game, Haaland was on course that if he kept up that pace, to have been on 80% of their goals scored this season. And the highest for any team in the league history is 50%. So like that is a clear sign to show like not that Haaland scoring is unsustainable, but the lack of other people scoring is unsustainable. And so the level of reliance is something to be questioned. And it come to the 4 game today. I mean, they was real close to him scoring the equalizer. Unfortunately, it was offside. But it is a whole collective you had to ask more from. And it's one thing when they all pass and nice and Haaland score the goals and you win 2-0 at home to Everton. When you're losing, bro, who is going to step up and do something? You had a whole 70 minutes to do something in this game. And yeah. Shevs, City on the whole, you have anything you want to say about them from this season? Because
no, like you say, it can be a one-man show with Haaland doing it, and like Brandon said, there's always somebody that Pep could always call on and rely on to just bail him out of trouble, whether it be KDB, Messi, Ribery, Robin back in the behind this. And yeah, I just think he's kind of missing that. You would think it would be Haaland, but even though a lot of people just view Haaland as like, kind of poacher or something like that, he does have a lot of great off the ball movement. He does have great dribbling, but you can't ask, your striker to drop all the way back, win the ball, play the ball up top, get yourself out of trouble, and still score. So yeah, I think out of Haaland, the second highest scorer is the guy from Brighton who scored 2 own goals. So yeah, everybody needs to step it up.
He is. Everybody else has 1, bro.
Everybody else needs to step up.
Something I was supposed to say with Liverpool, I only now remember, I can't watch the table here, is that no team in Premier League history has lost their 4 games in the first 9 and went on to win the league. So either they go and rewrite history or it's going to be a letdown season from them.
Well,
but
do you all know what is the most number of games a Premier League winning team has?
Yes. Lost, yes. I know what it is, but let's Shivs guess first. Shivs, how much you think it is?
6?
It is 6.
It's 6. Well,
I know I'm a sport, dog. I'm a sport.
Damn it. He keep passing every test, John. Damn it.
Shit, there's supposed to be the casual here.
Damn it.
But yeah, 6 is the most, bro. And it is the thing is, anyways, I don't want to go back to Liverpool. They don't embarrass me enough this weekend, right? So right, with City game now though, again, credit to Villa and what they did. And I from the highlights that I did watch after, they did come close a good bit of times. I mean, they had half the amount of shots as City and created the same amount of big chances and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't look. I mean, yeah, bro. Like the man score against Spurs last week and then going back to what he's been doing whole season. I don't know is that. But We need to pick up player from this. Are we going Matty Cash? I mean, it was really a really good goal.
Yep.
Nah, I'll
Yeah.
give him that.
Cool.
I'll give him it also because of that pass from last week. I still reeling from that pass from last
Yeah,
week.
bro. Absolute gorgeous pasta. Next up is I wouldn't ask Brandon. It was Shivs. Who if you had to guess, right? Who is on the back of this jersey? This jersey is from 20 to 23. Who you had to think it is?
Saka.
Nah.
No,
He's
you're
no longer
close,
with
no.
us.
You're close,
You're
no.
very close. You're very close in name. You're close in name in the phonic.
Shaka.
And it's Granit Xhaka who led his side to beat third in the league this weekend. And
They're
you know,
third?
dog, dog, they
They
are
are
third
third.
in the league, dog. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
sorry,
are.
my casual just came back out. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, they're not third, they're fourth, but they level up points with third with Tottenham. Who are third? It was just something to talk about, right? But bro, I mean, I know Sunderland and Stamford Bridge have history, yeah. Because they were the team that ended Jose's ridiculous unbeaten
Unbeaten
run
streak,
at
yeah.
home. But Brandon, I only can lob this to you, bro, to hear what it is that you had to say, because I don't know what I watched second half at all, you know, and yeah. So yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
Well, bro, you see, you're loving it to me, right? So let me just catch it and whoop, straight out of bounds, bro. Like it was absolutely nothing good today, bro. You know, like nothing good today. I just, the one problem I have for us this season, boy, is I can't tell you how many times one stupid mistake from an individual player does just cost us every week. I can't tell you how difficult that is to watch all the time. Like, Shivs, I told John, right? I don't know if you saw the winning goal from Sunderland.
Yeah, I saw the clip.
Right, okay. I told John, and I guess everybody at home could do this, right? I want you to look at the video and keep your finger on Chalobah, right? And tell me if you had to move your finger for the entire time when they got into the box. That's all I want you to do. Like you could do it at home, you could do it as a game, you could play it with your friends, you could play it with your family. Just go ahead and go on YouTube, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, anyway. Just keep your finger on him and tell me if your finger had to move. Like I don't know what it is that we continuously like to self-destruct all the time. Like we self-destruct in terms of red cards, in terms of giving up goals. Like it's just so terrible all the time. Like you know, like I mean, the best thing we could probably say is that we had a good start. But I could say that about Macau every day. I don't. That's not much of a compliment. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. It was, but you know what? Big up Sunderland. Nobody thought they was gonna be at where they are at this point in the season. I know, big up to them, bro. They played really well.
Dog, I fully knew that an episode of Shivs was never going to be serious. But we really pulling out all the one-liners today, dog. Hey, big up, but dog, Xhaka genuinely had a really good performance. He was really, really good.
He could have scored too, if not for Action Pong's amazing tackle.
He upset me, Why you think so long to shoot? But it's because it was on your right foot,
The right foot, yeah.
At that age, he tried to set himself. I think, dog, I watch this man. This man's sideburns great all the time. Wait, he old, but he had
man looking like Doctor Strange, bro.
He is looking like Doctor Strange, bro. But he had a top performance, boy. Garnacho scored really early on, and it did look like it was set up to be one of those games, boy. And I thought, I doesn't know if I was be pronounced this man here writing about Royce, however it's pronounced, but like he never had like a super spectacular save to make it. But like I feel like he does command his area so well, boy. Like every single week that I watch him, that I think that he does super, super well. Whoever they signed him from, though. I mean, their recruitment so far this summer has looked top notch. I thought Mukele had a great game again this weekend.
Ballard was insane, bro.
Ballard was massive, And so with that, Brandon, I'll just ask you and put out your misery, who it is you want to put forward for the team of the week. Actually, I have one more question to ask you, but I'll ask that after the time of the player.
Who do I want to put, boy? I don't want to put Xhaka because I mean it wasn't as good a performance from him in terms of what the team did. I really want to give it to Ballard, boy. I thought he was insane,
I
bro. Like
thought Ballard.
everything we was trying to get past the defense, he was just soaking up everything, boy. It was crazy. Like I can't believe how good he was. But he's a real good centre back. I like him a lot. So I put him forward if I'm being honest.
Cool. And the last thing I want to ask is the no shot Pedro thing that's going on, right?
Wait, stop. Hold on. Shivs, I'd like to ask you a question. How many shots do you think João Pedro had in the last game?
Against Sunderland?
Yeah, how many shots do you think he had?
One.
One? Okay, cool. How many shots do you think he had in the last 2 games?
0.
But Shivs, how you can have 1 in this game and 0 in this game?
No, sorry. I thought I meant the game before now, but like,
okay, so no, in total, how many do you think he had in the last 2 games?
Right, well, yeah, 1.
1? Okay, how many do you think he had in the last month?
Well, I know because he in my FPL side, I mean to take him out for a while, so I guess not a lot. So I'll say in the last
how many
month.
do you think? Yeah.
Well, he on his Hoyland arc or something. I guess they say 4 in the entire month.
And how many do you think in the last 2 months?
6.
John, tell me the answer now, please.
I'm way off,
bro. The man has 1 shot in the last 2 months, dog. One shot.
Yeah, bro, that's worse than Hoyland.
It is.
Well,
no, the thing is, I knew for a fact, Chills, before he signed for Chelsea, that my boy Brandon Salick had some very strong feelings about this man as a player. And I know that I don't think that it burdened him to be right, but it's unfortunate that he now signed for his team and that he is right. You know, so Brandon, why don't tell people the little concerns you had about Chelsea striker right now? Well, I guess that's part of the problem, right?
Well, you know, I've been asking you about your concerns about your striker, right? But you know, this one is just the truth is that he's not a striker. You know, like he's not an out and out number 9, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing about Maresca is he doesn't know how to get the best out of him, and in a system where he can thrive. So it's just that I just don't understand it, boy. Like he does a lot of good in the game, but not towards anything. And that to me is like the hardest watch for me. Like I hate when players like that, they just don't come out and do what they're supposed to be doing. You know, so and you know, and John, you know how strongly I feel about this. Right? Like I hate that I really hate that this is true. That all this is coming, that all this is happening. But that's just who he is now, boy. Like that's how he's been at Watford, it's how he's been at Brighton. And I brought up the same point here before about how when the players make the jump, they're just doing the same thing they was doing all the time. It's just under more scrutiny now. And for him, like I don't know what it is. I don't know if we need a striker to play in front of him. I don't know if he needs to play right, if he needs to play left. But whatever he's doing right now, it ain't working. I'll tell you that.
You feel like he played better since he started playing with Gui?
Not really. I think the best time he was playing was when we had the lap, if I'm being honest with you. But I was also when Palmer was around too. So I mean, I can't really, you know. But my point of say is, John, that with all these players that are out, he should be taking the lead. He should be like trying to drag the team forward. And you can't be doing with that kind of goal record, boy. And the way he's been playing, it's not impressing me so far.
Yeah, understandable. Look. But somebody who has started to get amongst the goals and has started to see him as regularly is Brian Mbeumo. And look, guys, they say when it rains, it pours, right? And United went from looking for back-to-back wins, so now they have 3 on the trot. So, rumor has it, somebody went and bought a pair of clippers at Old Trafford because it might be starting to get ready to cut this man here. And look, I thought up until like the 70th minute, that United performance is actually near perfection. Then all the subs come on and make it look like they was going to bottle it, right? Because they get the 3-2 at that point. But credit to where it's due. All the starters, I think, had absolutely excellent games. You know, last week, Brandon, after United Liverpool game, we really highlighted the Ahmad and Mbeumo thing. And I think that connection is only getting stronger. You know, and obviously, Mbeumo is going to the team that we're going to have here is obvious because he absolutely deserved it. Cunha got off the mark as well. And so, Shivs, I'm going to throw it to you because I know you got to see this one. You feel United on the up? You feel United could
They look like they're on the up. They definitely look like they're on the up, and I think I don't mean to harp on United fans, but I think the lack of other competitions definitely coming. You're starting to see it now, and you'll see it throughout the rest of the season where they only really have the Prem to focus on, so they're going to give their all to that. And I think I wouldn't be surprised to see them, with a fairly decent finish in the table come in the season. But I think somebody who played really well that didn't get enough love just now was Casemiro. I think particularly him when he came off.
Yeah.
When he particularly came off, that's when United kind of almost throw away the whole game. But another player I like to give love to on the Brighton side is our boy Lampos. If you know, you know. And
you can't say you don't know because we tell it all. This man is balanced all talent.
If you know, you know. Senna Lamans continues to look particularly good. He was kind of off for that first goal. He should have definitely done better there. But leaps and bounds compared to the other keepers United have had in recent years, with the likes of Onana and that brother from Turkey, I forget his name. But yeah,
Bayandir.
But yes, him. But yeah, United on the up. So yeah.
Brandon, anything?
I just thought they were good, bro. I thought like Mbemo, I think, is like showing signs of his form last season, and if he continues to play anything close to that, like they will be very good for the rest of the Cunha. Also got his first goal like after 9 game weeks. Congratulations to the Cunha fans who've been sticking behind their player.
So Cunha fans.
I was going to say.
Hold on, John. I just want to say one thing before we move on from United. Right? I really, 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 really want people to be honest about Matthias de Ligt. Like ever since he's come to United, even in his first season, right? People not gonna say it, but I think he's slowly become one of their best players. I truly think so.
Too. Funny thing is, I have a de Ligt jersey in because I used to really like the man.
Wow.
I like because the issue I always had with him was that like he would have go like these 10 games, bro, and be so good for all game, and then just randomly would I just have the most impactful error. Like not just an error, but an error that just cost the game, And it has looked like he really has ironed that out over the last 12 months. Because like I can't really tell you where he has put a foot wrong. And I thought he was a colossal again. And I mean, it was a big cause Amrin making it because Maguire was out and Euro started and stuff like that. And I also I'm not all the way there to say that I agree with what Ruben has been doing. But dog, if Kobe Bryant coming on and how you're performing, bro, I mean, real, it's kind of understandable when it is that you're not getting the kind of game time you would like to be getting. Because he come on and he midfield to into a sieve, And I mean, not like to say the midfield have all that protection as it is, but lack of ball security and stuff like that is just not good. But cool, yeah, obviously Mbemo is in the team. Cool, moving it on now. Tottenham Hotspur. Well, we're going to get the last defensive inclusion here because
for sure.
Only Arsenal have had more set piece goals than Tottenham since the start of last season. And Van der Ven has got 2 this weekend. And Pedro Porro since he's reached in the league, has the same amount of assists as Trent Alexander-Arnold. Obviously, one is no longer here, right? But that still says a lot about where his production is ever since he's joined Tottenham. And they won 3-0 this weekend. Everton had a goal rule out, if I remember correctly, at 1-1. But credit to Spurs, they went to the new stadium, won 3-0 there. And they are now all the way up to 3rd place. But I can't lie, guys. It has felt like a real weird season for them. And I mean, to be fair, their actual fixtures kind of bore out that image because they have 5 wins, but then they have 4 games where they didn't win. And it does feel like that kind of yo-yo season for them so far. But I'll be honest, Brandon, after the Clasico, I really didn't think he'd watching this game. It was just on the screen. I wasn't taking it in that much. I was preoccupied with my trauma of life. So, Salva, you have anything you want to say about this other than obviously Van der Ven going into the team?
No, I just want to add to Van der Ven going into the team. I think Van der Ven this season has probably been one of the best centre backs in the league. Like not only defensively, I think what he does in an attacking sense for Spurs is also very important. So I mean, there's also, I always want to say one thing. I know we'll get to. I hope you're moving on to this after, because do you know Lacroix and Van de Ven were playing in the same team for Wolfsburg in a back five?
They were.
Like,
They were.
like,
Yeah.
like, bro, how did you get past that team? I don't
Because
understand.
it's so
I just don't.
rapid, dog.
Yeah, though. My goodness. But yeah, big up Van de Ven, bro. Having a great season.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, Tottenham, despite the rotating cast of forwards, because Chivs, without looking, I want you to guess what was the front three for them this week.
Kudus.
Front four. So the attacking midfielder too. So yes, Kudus,
Xavi Simons.
correct.
Yeah.
Well done. You're doing way better already.
Richarlison start up front.
Nope.
Nah, he didn't.
Ooh.
Don't worry,
I'll
this is
give
not
you-
to make it look like a casual. This is the amount of men they have. That is the issue.
I try.
One of them has the most famous miss ever.
I know.
That was saved
In our World Cup final shows.
in a World Cup final.
Kolomwani. Yeah. How could I forget about him? Well,
So
yeah,
he
that's why I
did-
forget about him.
Yeah, so he started on top on one more. He was the top scorer last season.
Gabi's son.
I think you could relate to him very much, if I'm being honest with you.
Ooh. Good hints. Get my next one.
His initials would suggest that we're talking. You'll understand what I mean. At least I hope that's who started. Oh yeah, it is not Eliza John, right? Okay, cool.
Oh, is it Brennan Johnson?
It is Brennan Johnston.
Yeah, pick up the boy, dog. Pick up the boy.
Dog, this is 100% the most unserious.
Jelly
episode
forgot
ever.
he even played football for a while, to be honest.
Don't worry, Frank forget too because he wasn't playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, big up them. They're up to third in the table. Big up them. And the last of the
Hold on, before you go, can I just add one thing? So quickly on Spurs, like Palhinha has been really good. Like he's been like super good for them. Like, and he's a reason why they're so high in the table. Like, you know, like I just want to pick him up. Like, I think he's been really good since he come back to the Premier.
No, fully agree, bro. Except in the Champions League, where I have that man in my UCL fantasy, and this man
Why?
of all men, because ball recoveries is a thing. Every 3 recoveries is a point, dog. And this man not getting them. How you not getting them, dog? Like
He's a tackler, bro. Yeah, in recovery.
what that all that just fall out of the shipping recoveries.
Oh, for real. Oh, hard luck.
But it's
Not enough DEFCON, John. Not enough DEFCON.
It's not enough DEFCONs, boy. Somebody who didn't get enough DEFCONs for me to get points from him though is Gabriel. He was one short actually because Zubimendi rocked
For real.
up.
Wow. Oh yeah, he did. That's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Zubimendi had 15 actually, and again I will keep saying it
Jeez.
forever. And he's not going to the team this week, because we keep playing Zubimendi, and I actually have somebody I do want to put in, but Zubimendi has actually been fantastic. And look, honestly, guys, Crystal Palace was the hardest opponent we've had whole season, and I am not joking. I cannot tell you the last time I've seen 3 men be so quick to rush to whenever Eze or Saka was on the ball, constantly at all times. And it generally was one of them games where the opposition was just so well drilled, so well coached, that it just was going and deny every bit of space possible. And that's why, again, like, you know, people want to talk about set piece reliance. But you know what, guys? What people doesn't want to talk about? How we are extremely underperforming our open play XG, right? But it's why it's important to have these weapons in part of your arsenal, all pun intended, because you need them to break up on some of these games, bro. And it was written in the stars for the man to get his first Premier League goal for Arsenal against his former club. And apparently he's the first person to get his first goal for Arsenal against the club he signed him for since some fella from 1914, bro. Like, that is very long time ago.
Mad.
But
Hmm.
the fella that I wanted to put into the team of the season, the team of the week, sorry. Well, I mean, he could have gone to the team of the season too, the season he's been having, is actually David Raya. Because I haven't always been his biggest fan, but something that I do know that I consciously see, but I doesn't always appreciate it, is how much that he helps avoid danger. You know, because of how proactive he is. And I'm not just talking about his claiming crosses, how he runs off the line to make clearances as well, for how he helps us play out of the press and stuff like that. And I just thought he helped prevent danger. I mean, Arsenal have allowed one shot on target in this last month, and I asked Ole to go and watch what is the shot they're talking about. Because it was that Raya went to claim across, and he did claim it cleanly, and because it come off, it gets your head, they call it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is. But it's because he helps prevent danger so much. And I thought he was superb again. I thought Gabriel was a fantastic, considering he was a risk to not play today. He was so good. Obviously, there's a few injuries that did happen today. And like I also know like Saka was ill the last few days as well. But look, on a weekend like this weekend, where your two main competitors both lose, bro, 3 points at any cost possible. And very much happy with that. And again, this ridiculous defensive record we're pushing right now, you know, like one shot conceded on target in the last month. Forget just clean sheets, you know. And I can't. And this is why, like, what it is, I watch Liverpool. It is funny to me because Liverpool play for your neutrals, you know. All over here is neutrals. When it comes to Liverpool, we'll all go and watch them for entertainment, bro. I don't see teams create chances against my side, and I absolutely love that. You know, last season, it had this come of the fellow who used to win number 5 for us, and the amount of bozo moments that he led to, boy. And now that we have Zuberman today, none. Finito, zip. Because for somebody who is tiny, he is absolutely bite in everything that he does. His aerial wins is so good. Interception is so good. And defensively, still could do with some stuff clicking a little more in the final third. But look, hey, attackers each would contribute from these set pieces. So I mean, hey, can't complain. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I really want to put Raya in. I really do. I was really impressed with him today. And yeah, that's all from me. Salik, anything at all you want to contribute?
No, not really. I mean, I totally agree with all that. The point of all the defensive record, like to me, that is the best thing in the entire league. Like nobody has been able to really get at you all and figure out how to actually beat Arsenal for the whole season. So to me, that is a huge plus for y'all, and I think y'all need a lot of kudos for that. I don't know why. I just feel like this is a game I didn't think y'all played very well, but it doesn't matter because you won the game. I wouldn't care at all. Like it wasn't a good game to watch. It was a good tactical game, but not good for the neutral. I thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't very entertaining. But it doesn't matter. Like y'all keep winning. Somebody try and stop. I would tell everybody try and stop it.
Because but it's exactly what you're saying now, boy. Like, dog, credit to what Frank. I want to say Frank. Yes, credit to what Glasner had done, bro. Like his post-match press conference was excellent. He said that like this is why you can't turn off a single second against them because one error we make by not getting the close on the second shot.
Because Wharton left Isaiah alone.
Yeah, Water defensive things coming to the fore again, but yeah, bro, I don't have any complaints, bro. And I mean, given the platform that we have there, I'm gonna get out of the way. There's people talking online about that Chelsea record. I've been on record before, and I'm saying it again. Jose probably sacrificed something for that record because I'm telling you, nobody's ever touching that dog. Let me tell you what ended up happening. Even if we win the league, something ended up happening. Kept on having to play like 8 games, and in that 8 games we'll end up conceding about a stupid goal, and we'll end up finishing on like 18 or something. But any time that we get this on the 20 at the end of the season, bro, absolutely fantastic. Like more than take that time for a period. Cool. Did I leave out any of the big 6 sides? I did not. Cool. So let me start to spin through the other teams. We're actually not doing too bad for time. So first off is I was gonna ask Shiv something, Shivs. Well, I keep putting you on the spot for these. I just kind of want to see where you're going to answer, right? One team in the league so far this season has managed to create over 1 XG against Arsenal. Who is that team?
Over 1 XG against Arsenal?
Yeah,
that has to be my good friends over at Manchester City.
No.
Shit.
I actually know who it is. I think I do know who it is.
It won't be Liverpool.
And you have
United?
to finish it.
Was it
It
United?
It was
Yeah.
It was
United.
United,
Yeah,
yeah.
this is the
It was United,
only
yeah.
team. Crazy, yeah. You know, that
Yeah.
point at Old Trafford is looking too bad. I get it.
Hold on. I want to say one thing about Arsenal, right? You just always know, and this is I've seen this throughout many years, right? You just always know when people I want to say this properly. You always know when the league knows who is the best team because they're trying to do what the best team is doing. And I always like to quote Conte coming to Chelsea. When Conte was at Chelsea, everybody switched to play a back three because it was the best system at the time. It was the best thing to use in the league at the time. And to me, what everybody's doing is proven the point that Arsenal are currently the best team in the league right now because everybody's trying to look like Arsenal, and not in terms of the defense, in terms of what they're doing in an attacking sense. They're using the long throws. They're trying to do better at corners. Like look at Aston Villa today. They won by a corner. Like it wasn't training ground, but it's a corner they score from. You know, like it's good play at the end of the day. So to me, like I just always look at it from the perspective of if you being so influential, then you have to be the best team. Like Pep, ever since he came, everybody's been trying to play like Pep.
Yeah.
So you know that is the team you're trying to strive to. Everybody trying to strive to Arsenal right now. So to me, everybody's proven that point. Yes, they are the best team in the league right now.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
John, has that any idea way?
Dog, I couldn't believe it. I was scared, dog. I couldn't believe it. Dog, that shit wasn't here. Nobody don't believe that. All right, guys. So
this is AI. Everybody, this is AI.
All right. Next up is one of my favorite managers of the league returned this week. Shivs, you know who that is?
No.
Salik, tell him who it is.
Shivs, utter woke nonsense.
Oh, Daesh.
Sean Dyche. Unfortunately, he did not return with a win at Bournemouth. They went 2-0, which led to Bournemouth being second in the table. They're only 4 points behind us, so with only one loss, which was that opening day madness against Liverpool, bro. Like this season continues to look.
Bro, like, do you know that this rookie guy has the most goals of an under 20 player in Europe?
Bro,
more than Yamal?
He's 17, you know, like where does this guy come from?
Yeah, who is this guy, bro? He's insane.
guys, and he's 4.5 million on FPL. So I mean,
yeah, bro, crazy.
If you want to take a bite, you can take a bite, right? But yeah, guys, he scored also. Tavernier also scored this weekend, and it was a real complete performance from them again because they took their goals really early in the game. Sorry. And after that, just saw it out. I think it was a rough game for Dyche in terms of he come up against a side that has been in a good vein of form, you know. But he did win his first game in Europe, and I do expect him to settle the boat, you know, as things go along. Because I do think kind of similar to Nuno, the squad is more built to play what Dyche wants to play than what my name is and wants to play. And so I will ask who you guys would like to put forward. So just for some reference, right? We do need all the midfield and we need 2 more attackers. So feel free to nominate every and anybody. I mean, if you want to put Krupi just because like the run he's on is kind of mad, but then we have other games
from a corner, so
Tavernier did score from a corner. Also, I feel like we had to save the striker spot for that Fleming fella at Bournemouth.
Oh yeah, he had to be striker, bro, 100%.
Yeah. So all right. So who are we going with? You want to go with Tavernier? Tavernier left wing. I mean, from what I saw, Adams looked like he had a real good game as well.
Clive had a decent game as well.
Okay. So let's tell me. I open to anybody at all. If only I want to put
I'll go with Tavernier, to be honest.
Cool. Yeah. We'll put Ian Tav. Yeah. All right, cool. So I don't mention him already. Again, I don't know if like all of a sudden we have some NPCs just coming forward and do it is because I didn't even know who this guy was before. But credit to Burnley again, bro. I mean, Lyles was saying this on his show that like he says like he feels like there's something with Burnley that they won't go down. And look, I'm not there yet, but where I am at is to say that all these promoted teams, I mean, Sunderland does kind of feel like a cut above the other two, But Burnley and Leeds, dog, I really don't think that if they are to go down, they're not going to go down quietly. You know, and you know, there's a kick-on effect from that, is that the quality of the league does actually improve, you know, because then the teams that are 10 to 15, 16 don't feel like, oh, we can just get away because the promoted team is trash, so we know how to fight up. They have to perform. Because look at what happened to West Ham now, though. Like, now West Ham and Wolves are bound to go down. And it's because these other teams didn't make sure that they're under some pressure. And all credit to Burnley, what they do. Look, this Fleming guy, this 27-year-old Dutch fella, I do not know where he has come from. But big up here with his 2 goals. And I guess, Hartman did assist 2 of them, but I'm not sure who's the other player you want to put in here. We could go to our back 5, you know. We could go to our back 5 and just put 2.
I was going to tell you for Hartman as well, because he had 2 assists and 2 I think 2 of them was the Fleming, I think.
Yeah. So, okay, we'll put Hartman and we'll just do our midfield too. But yeah, bro, all credit to Burnley. Flow open to either of y'all if you want to say anything at all about both Burnley and Wolves.
Nah, Wolves in trouble though. Wolves in real trouble.
Yeah, they are in trouble. Yeah, I really find it hard to see where they go from here. All right, and 2 more games. So let me go to the one on Friday. Friday was the Leeds one. Guys, listen, right? I knew Leeds was winning this, to the point that in the predictor thing I put 2-1. I even put Leeds midfielder in my FPL, right? Unfortunately, it was touch. So you know what? Don't just do it. Just do it. But big up Leeds because again, as I just rightfully say, bro, they aren't going down quietly. And West Ham is another one of these clubs that are also in trouble. And so I am willing to put forward Longstaff or Aronson, whichever one you all.
Ooh, we can sneak Joe Roden into that.
Well, we can. We can end up with our back 6 out of 1 central midfielder though.
Really? We have 5 defenders? For sure.
So we have Coyote, Cash, Ballard, Van de Ven, and Hartman.
Hartman is a defender, right? Sorry, you're right.
The other option is we could either change Ballard or Coyote because I think the other 3 kind of like hard locked in. That is the other option. If you all want to put Rodon over any of them, but
well then put Longstaff then.
We'll go Longstaff then. But yeah, and he's another one having a good season as well. You know. I just randomly asking all this, but all I think that if West Ham were to go down, all I think Bowen would leave. I think Bowen would just stay there. You know? Like
I think he's like a Jamie Vardy. He just stay there. And maybe they bounce back up. And
unless he has a clause that says he has to he could be sold.
That's true.
I would love to see him at another club, but I think he's loyal to West Ham.
Cool. Next one is the last game. Is the Newcastle versus Fulham game, right? And I again, Bruno Guilherme had a massive game, by the way, guys. Outside of just scoring the winner, like he had most tackles, most ball progressions. Like it was a complete game from him, right?
Amazing, dog, amazing.
And so Newcastle did right the ship because their table form wasn't looking that good for a little while going there, you know. And they haven't gone up that much because it was 14 this weekend. They went up to 12, but they needed to start. Look, they are the only team in the league, guys. Sorry, the one of 2 teams in the league that they form for the season is 3-3-3.
Wow.
They have 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. Only want to guess who's the other team with 3 draws, 3 losses.
Everton.
West Ham?
Yeah.
No, it can't be West Ham, sorry. That's what 12 points?
Yeah.
I have no idea, bro.
It's Brighton. Brighton have 3 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. And 2 of them wins is against Chelsea and City, bro. Like that is that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so a small trivia coming out at this game is Alex Iwobi, one of my boys, was set to make his 300 appearance, which he did, right? Only 4 African players have more appearances in Premier League than Alex Iwobi. Who are those 4 players? 300 appearances. Like, dog, watch what time going by now, boy. 300 in it. That is so much.
Yeah, that's not Yaya. Drogba. Salah.
Was he 41 shares before LeBron?
I think in Colo, but I don't think he made that much appearances. We're missing now. I feel like I'm missing a big name.
I think you have 3 or 4, you know. I
Who's
can't
last
think of
one, though?
who's the other one.
How Shivs? I need a name. I need to push it for a name. Anybody?
Javinho.
Right. So like, I'm not going to tell anyone he got correct or wrong, but I would tell you that he get only one correct. So
Really?
proceed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, I know Salah had to be the correct one. Salah had to be correct.
Right.
I saw Kolo Toure have plenty of appearances, though. Africa boy.
So the other two played for the same team.
Um,
Not only those teams, but they both played on the same team at the same time too.
Is Mars one of them?
No.
Oh, that might have been a good shout, you know. At the same
That is
time,
a
boy,
good show. I mean, dog, 300 is real plenty, fellas.
as
Like,
well,
big man,
plenty.
that is real plenty. And I could tell all of this. So Kolo is on 353 and then Salah is on 309, right? And that's first and second. So the other two
Oh,
just crossed before they made 300 to make it to this category.
are they still playing?
In football, yes. Not in the Prem anymore. One of them. One of them is a
Oh my
player that I
God.
really liked. And I did want to come Arsenal for a while. It just never worked out.
I'm Toronto.
Oh, Zaha.
So
Oh,
Zaha's
yeah.
305 and
Um,
his teammate, who was also African,
are you?
and Jordan Ayew is the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
And
Okay,
so,
okay. Crazy. Wow.
So
Wow.
Jordan and Zaha both have 305, Salah is at 309, and Cole is at 353, and I don't want to say like Salah going at the end of the season, but I could see Salah leaving before the 353, depending on how things shake out. But I wouldn't be surprised if by when it's all said that he might be the most dog, because I can't see him really going anywhere, and he's been a consistently good performer. Unfortunately, not this weekend, and obviously Bruno G goes into the team for Newcastle. And yeah, I feel we can leave it there for this weekend. I mean, is there any general thoughts you want to say about the league, Brandon, coming out of all the action, how you feel? I mean, guys, this table obviously is only 9 games in, and I am a large believer in waiting for 10 games, one more game before we kind of try to make some judgments. But like, we have United level on points with Man City, and above Liverpool. We have Crystal Palace, who had a good start of the season, down to 10th now with 2 losses in their last 3. So it is, and obviously with Sunderland on board will be the Champions League spots, bro. Like, that's huge ones as well. So anything general you guys want to throw there at all for people?
Maybe it's the 10th anniversary of Leicester's Premier League title, so maybe Bournemouth could do one.
Ooh, interesting thoughts. I like that.
I like that. Cheers, no joke, bro. This might have been your best episode, dog. No joke.
You know what? I always appreciate it. I try to do my best,
This was really good, Cheers. Big bad thing. This was really good.
It was good.
Brandon, anything?
I want to say, boy, that I really hope that the league continues to be as unpredictable as it is right now, because I can assure you that nobody had Bournemouth and Sunderland in the top 4 after 9 games. So,
Correct.
if that is any marker to go by, I hope we continue getting it. And the other thing is that it's been a crazy season, bro. Like some teams winning because of crazy goals from players that you don't expect to score, and like just coming off the bench in 5 minutes and winning the game. It's been a real crazy season, boy. I loving it so far, though. But
yeah, I loving it too, right? And I guess the one thing that I would like to say is like there's stats to back up what I'm about to say is that like there is a low block problem in the Prem right now. And like there's people complaining about level of entertainment against certain teams, right? And there is this general problem that because of the level of coaching and athleticism in the league, that like teams are struggling to create a lot from open play. And all I am asking is for people to just be just a bit more eye open to just where football is. Football isn't always at the place that we want it to be. And to just have a bit more patience for teams that are just trying to find ways to get past these things. Because at the end of the day, they score for a penalty, they score for a free kick, a keeper could score for all we care. All the goals scored in the same way now. Everybody just trying to get across the line. And it's only 10 games, teams just still trying to find themselves. Guys, honestly, I actually really enjoyed this episode. This was real good, dog. Big one thing. Shivs, bro. Honestly, this was. I think you add a lot of light to this episode, my shows, like,
I
which
do try
means
my
yeah.
best. Thank you.
Thank you. And it's not all down to your glasses, I assure
Oh.
you. But guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys for being here. And this week is cup football, so we'll see what that pull out there. Given any injuries on my side, side of the stack up, we can put the other 23s for like it. And we'll see you guys next weekend. All right, guys. Thank you guys for your time. Catch you guys next time. See you soon. Take it easy and later.